Welcome back to the Hawks Nest. Special guest today, my guy Slim. This is his fourth time fasting, and I wanted to actually get his viewpoints and his personal experience on fasting. Him and I, we met, back in South Carolina when we were boxing. And him and I, when we first met, we locked in as soon as we met. When I found out that he was, fasting, and at the time I was fasting as well through the blessed month of Ramadan. And during this interview, I think that I've definitely gotten closer to him, and you definitely got to hear his story. And I'm looking forward to you guys hearing his story as well, because it's truly, truly a good one, and how he got into this in the first place, and how it affects him now. And not only that, his relationship with his children, how that improved as well. So I hope you guys enjoy the show.
My journey has brought me to an understanding of the divine forces with which we have all been bestowed. It was in this search that I came upon a revelation, which has called me to guide millions of people towards their righteous destiny.
There we go. My guy Slim, how you doing, brother?
Doing great, brother. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. So before we get started, bro, if you don't mind, do a little introduction of yourself, who
All
Slim
right.
is.
Yeah. I appreciate you having me. Shout out to the Hawks Nest and all that.
Well, sir.
I'm Slim, real name Christopher. I'm residing in Columbia, South Carolina, by way of almost everywhere, but exclusively Hinesville, Georgia. I'm a father. I work. I just got a new job, so big ups on that through this Ramadan. I box as well. I play and coach basketball, so I'm just an all-around type of guy, if you want to call it that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Give a little background about me and your relationship. I know you and I
Oh
met
yeah,
at the boxing gym, most definitely. I think you and I really didn't get like close until you found that I was fasting and I found you were fasting, and you and I
yeah.
went to that boxing match. And after that, it was like our relationship just took off.
Oh yeah,
So took off.
yeah, yeah. Definitely my brother for real. I remember the first day I met you. Just of course, just watching you box, and we got on the bag together. I'm like, where you from? And I'm I'm a good sense of energy, and I just felt something about you, bro. And yeah, I watched you win that tournament during Ramadan. At the time, I didn't know about, I didn't know too much of you, other than I felt you were a good brother, great boxer, so um yeah, that just made me gravitate to you even more, man. And yeah, we've been locked in, man, since.
Like, damn, like
My
I was
boy for life, man.
brothers for life, bro. Like every time I gotta come to Columbia, I'm hitting your lineup. Like, what you on, bro? I gotta see you at least for 5 minutes. I gotta see your face. You know how we on.
Sir.
So as I told you before, bro, it's gonna be a little bit organic, and I think like for you, you have a different story in terms of Ramadan because it's not your first. And God willing, it would not be your last. So I guess I want to start off with, how has this fasting been? Your second time around, and what have you noticed different from your first time around?
Okay, yeah. So I've been fasting. I've been doing Ramadan for I want to say the last 3 or 4 years,
Oh,
and they all been great to me. This one has been a little different than the rest. Not in a bad sense. This one, wait, this windy die down. Is it windy? We good?
it's good.
Okay. So a lot of new fruits. Um, during this Ramadan period, also like a lot of tests too. I've been tested a lot, I feel, and it's like the way I've handled everything. I'm proud of myself. I owe all that to God. Like, you know what I mean? It's just been different. I got sick like about a week ago, so I just tried to do water. So that worked out. So that was a little different. I kind of was, me. I'm a little hard on myself sometimes, and I want to do things all the way right, all the way through. So this Ramadan's been great. Like I cut out like rap music, like a lot of vulgar music. real conscious of my diet, not, like only what I eat, what I watch, what I listen to, what I'm around. So, cut out a lot of the music, all of the music. I might listen to something soft, but nothing, over the top. I don't watch anything, haven't been watching anything violent on TV. Um, just for the most part, Bernie Mac show, just something that makes me laugh, make me feel good, but that's only minimal. I just try to really just cut off the distraction. Off social media, good. Deleted the apps, no problem there. And just been, watching my tongue because I'm not perfect, and lowering my gaze, of course, because I'm not perfect in that sense either. So I've been trying to do the right thing. Between me and you, in the world now, I was in a relationship. I had, found a little love it, but needless to say, that didn't go. you know. But like I said, it was just a test. It was just a lot of events taking place in just this month alone. Um, I would say for the most part, all of them good because they all take me somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't regret none of them. But a lot of great, like working a new job and having a new career, really. So I'm excited about that. I'm just really excited to keep, pushing my box and keep my first fight going. That's been a little test because I sprained my wrist. So I haven't really been, sprained. I sprained one about a month ago. It wasn't too bad, but the left when I heard that. A couple weeks off, but Monday I'm back to it, man. And I'm being long-winded, man. So you got it. That's really, it's when you're talking about it, it's kind of new. You start to like realize different things you went through. So I'm a thinker, man. So I'm just sitting here telling you my story, and I'm just like, really just kind of.
Nah, bro, and I appreciate it, bro. Then I feel like in this right here, bro, there's no long answer, bro. I think that you hit on so many good points, and I want to appreciate you because of course it's gonna be organic for real. So first thing I know you mentioned like your music, and I think like I remember I put in the group chat, I was like, bro, let's take out the vulgar music, and I want to ask for you personally, like, what have you noticed when you took out vulgar music or the distraction? What have you noticed in your personal self?
I hear my thoughts more. You listen to a lot of music, you kind of hear that, and it's like background noise in your head. You know what I mean? I hear my thoughts, and me. I feel like Allah, I feel like God is within. So sometimes maybe it's not my voice I hear. Maybe it's His, and I've gotten a lot of guidance through that, and it's quieter, and it's more. My mind is more a little peaceful. You know what I mean?
I mean, bro, it's crazy you say that, bro, because like honestly, bro, I never really realized how much music is really just a drug and a numbing in a sense. You feel me? So I think when it comes to music, in a sense, it's interesting, right? I remember you and I we prayed together for the first time when I came to your house and I showed you wudu. I never really thought about it until like I was making wudu one day and I was thinking about it. No matter of fact, I think Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be on him, said like every single part of your body that you wash, you're actually cleaning, taking off the sins off your body, right? You do your hands, your mouth, your nose, your face. And I was thinking, I'm like, people could end up, snorting something. Okay, you go make wudu, you cleanse yourself. Or for example, when it comes to music, right? Or you come to smoking, like you clean your mouth out. When it comes to music, put it in your ears. Like when it comes to music, I think that me personally anyway, I've noticed that like I'm able to actually, like you said, right? Like I'm able to think clearer and I'm not as anxious and as I'm not making them as many as assumptions as I did before. And I'm not as, this might sound weird, but like as violent and as like ready to pop off like I was before. I'm a lot more calm. You feel that way too?
Yes, sir. Definitely a lot more calm and not so ready to pop off. And yeah, the main thing is I like being able to hear my thoughts a lot more than, the background noise, and it's clarity. It's not like, you hear it and ignore it, or, sometimes we could just, if we just sat here quietly, right, and didn't say nothing, something's gonna play in our head. We're gonna hear something like in our mind. You know what I mean? It's like hearing is not just with the ears. You know what I mean? So
Mm,
uh, I like the fact better, and I don't know, man. I love music. You know, I used to write and record music, so I grew up on music. You know, and music, especially in all households, but the black community, especially the one I grew up in, music was big. So I can't even say like after Ramadan, it's gonna be limited. You know what I mean? It's still gonna be limited, uh, because I think for sure, I function better that way. And that's what my journey, that's what this journey is. It kind of helps you check like some things that like may be a drug, social media, music, certain foods, you know what I mean? So you kind of get to see where you're at. And, if you're invested in yourself, you're gonna want to make some certain changes, you know what I mean?
definitely, definitely, bro. And I think that's why groups are so important to make because I feel like people they want to make changes, but they don't know where to start. You know what I mean? I think like for you right now, you said this. I even know your fourth year fasting, bro. That's amazing. And I want to ask, so your first year ever fasting, like, what made you do it? Like, what was going through your mind? Was it family? What was the inspiration?
Um, my first time fasting was definitely when I became more interested with Islam. Also had also eating. Around that time, I was a vegan for a while, so I read I believe How to Eat to Live,
Mm-hmm.
Eat to Live. Yeah, so when I read that, it just took me to a next level, and I started doing the meal a day. And then once Ramadan came about, I was at that point where I was like, I'm doing it. And even my first year when I said I was doing it, it's like it's like high school to a sense. When you're a freshman, you just getting there, but when you're a junior or senior, you see things different than just a big school and being so overwhelming. So my first Ramadan experience, I didn't think, looking at it now, wasn't anything like now, I would say.
And what would you say is the difference in your mental state in comparison to that first year and now?
For one, knowing that I can do it. You can. A lot of people I know when they hear Ramadan, first thing they think of is fasting, not eating,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't do that, or what I mean. Like I don't see how you do it, or you know what I mean. So, and that can be a little derailing for y'all out there. I know it, but you can do it. It's not. It's really your food is from what I hear, it's a muscle, so it needs to rest, you know, and it's beneficial. So if you want to look at it as a diet, I wouldn't go that route. But as far as like being able to discipline yourself to not eat during the day, you can definitely it's definitely doable. A lot of it's in the mind, and once your mind and your body's in sync, it's not too hard. I believe Alex posted in the group chat the other day. Um, he just stayed in prayer and he got his mind right. He got his mind and his body in one, and he was good. You know what I mean? So that's the beautiful part of it. When you can do that, you like, man, I can like. And after that, food is a necessity. Like once you get through that, you like, man, well, what else can I like cut out? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can go hard with it. You know what I mean? So that's the biggest difference. Is really just knowing I can do it, knowing that it's a lot more to it. So it's like more to look forward to, during this time.
Definitely, bro. Definitely.
Like the name of the topic is cleansing. It's a cleansing.
It's a cleansing, bro. That's really all it is. And I think we mentioned before, I've always put in a group chat like people who have done it before us, you know what I mean? And I think like in a way, it shouldn't be something that we only do because of religion. It should be something that we do because of our personal selves as well. But
I agree.
obviously, like for us as Muslims, we believe that personal self is us being a Muslim, or being a Muslim is the way to become a better person. And I think when it comes to fasting for us, like we figure out a way to take a break from the worldly from this worldly life and actually just
Yeah.
reset ourselves. So I want to ask you, bro, like, so this time around, you just mentioned like you're actually in a different state of mind. What have you noticed in terms of your faith and fasting, the correlation between that and your spirituality? How is that going, your journey?
It's going great. It's at times where I always, well, not always, but it's times where I feel like I should be doing more than what I'm doing as far as my spirituality, I would say. But I just really just let things handle. I kind of just let things handle God time and God speed, and that's been a lot more helpful. And He pushes me to where I need to go. And, again, with Ramadan here now, and just my pursuit to Islam, like it kind of just matches up. I meet where I need to be, and it's not on my time. It's where I'm not, feel, because sometimes you can feel like, you question yourself. You know what I mean? So I just try to leave that out. Just, for one, definitely live a good life, regardless of like, a person's religion, what their belief system might be. I think the ultimate goal as a person, you always want to try to be the best version of yourself. I think that should be on on an all basis thing. So, you know.
That's dope. That's dope. I remember last time you know on the phone last time, and you mentioned like your family was doing it. Some members of your family were doing it as well, right?
Okay, yeah. So that was another thing that definitely pushed me towards Ramadan and things like that. One of my cousins, I only met him once. Unfortunately, it was at a funeral. Um, um, he was definitely Islamic, and he did the whole funeral in Islam, and it blew me away, man. It was so
Wow.
beautiful, and I don't. Again, you know, when stuff hits your spirit and your soul a different way, it's unexplainable. And at my aunt's funeral, man, when he did her eulogy, and you know, it just it hit me. It talked to my soul. You know what I'm saying? It gave me chills. Just did so much things to me, but I was just like, what is going on? You know what I mean? I hear different languages, Spanish and French and German and things like that, and nothing against anybody who that ethnic, but it was just that tongue and prayer, some of the things that was it was different from where it's raised by.
That's amazing, bro.
That's what it did. That's what it did.
I think the sound went down a little bit, bro. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I think the sound went out just a little bit. But that's amazing, bro. That's amazing. It's interesting you say that because I think I don't want to get off topic or anything like that. So during that funeral, was it Islamic funeral or he was just it was a regular funeral that you just spoke?
Yeah, he came up there and introduced himself, and his mom was studying a lot of Islam before she passed away, and he said, this is how I would think that she would want. She knows me, and he just ran it down, kind of just gave us a summary on, yeah, it wasn't a Muslim type funeral. It actually caught a lot of my family members. It caught them off guard.
Wow.
Because we haven't seen him. From what I hear, a lot of people hadn't seen him in a while. I know I never had met him. My mom, she hadn't seen him in decades. So,
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool though, man.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And then for you now, you said you started a new job. Congratulations, bro. That's
Appreciate
amazing.
it,
That's amazing.
sir.
And I think like when it comes to, fasting, so I think I told Zeke this other day, I think like when it comes to fasting, one of those things where like you kind of create your own hardship, right? And I think once you create their own hardship, good things start to happen to you. And have you noticed anything different in your life since
Give,
starting fasting and stuff?
give me an example. I
So
can make sure we're on the same page.
definitely. So I think we can both agree that like when it comes to hardship, that creates character, right?
Right.
It creates character, and then other things can actually come into your life, other opportunities. So I think like, for example, for us as people who are choosing to fast and choosing this hardship to say like, you know what, I'm not gonna eat for 12 plus hours. I think at that point, then it's other things that can come into our lives, be that a job or a new relationship, or even clarity in terms of what we see and what we hear around us, being able to understand those things. And not only that, being able to actually gain the patience and wisdom in a sense of our personal selves and the world around us as well. So I guess what I'm saying is like, since you started fasting, because I've had a repeated occurrence of people that I've interviewed that say like, since I started fasting, like this started to happen, even though might not be tangible, but they say like I have actually gained this amount of knowledge, or I have got this new job, or I've been able to actually build this relationship with this person. So like for you, in terms of started when you started fasting, have you noticed anything positive in a sense for this month in comparison to the other 11 months?
Right. That's a good question. Definitely positive things, but in terms of this month, I think health wise, I've been feeling a lot better. Even though I did get sick, that was for a little bit. That was because my daughter, she brought something from school.
Mhm.
But health wise, like the way my body feels, of course, my energy, waking up, uh, waking up in my own state of mind, like not rushed, or just my whole waking up process is way better. I haven't been the last 11 months the best morning person.
Mhm.
My kids let me know that. But yeah, this month, since I wake up about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I get to start my day in a great way. You know, prayer. Go ahead and eat and fill myself and hydrate, breathe. You had that quietness. So I would say that's the big thing is my mornings. I gain so much from being able to uh, do more in the morning. That's one. Yeah, it's probably others, man, but I think just off top, that's the biggest change I noticed was just my morning productiveness. I would say morning productiveness and attitude, like they've all been a lot better.
And you'd be surprised, bro. I think one of those things is like one of the hardest things for us to even get about. You know what I mean? Like whenever you talk to somebody, be like, "Oh yeah, I wake up at 4:30, 5:30." Be like, "What?" Like they surprised. And the same thing when it comes to fasting. Like they almost treat it like fasting to the point where it's just like, "Oh no, I ain't waking up that early." Like you know what I mean? So I think like for you, that's major, bro. To even wake up
Yeah,
that.
and also going to bed early too. So that's
Yeah,
not a it's good. It's good for your body. But I'm a I don't by nature a night owl. I will stay up till and this is crazy. Like I'm that rabbit hole type person. Like I like self educating myself. So I
sure.
might just be watching something, man. Like, and this is my normal life. I'll be watching something, and I might hear a word or hear a fact or hear something, and it's like 4 hours later, I'm not even watching that no more. I'm all the way learning about something that I never, you know what I mean? So I have more control of my time. You know what I mean? Even waking up earlier, I sleep better. I sleep better through the night. Um, so yeah, I feel like I get more done. And even though I was staying up late, I wasn't doing nothing. You know what I mean? I was some nights. Don't get me wrong. Like I learned something. Like dang, be blown away or something factual. But some of them nights, man, it's just like, why am I even here? And I look at the time and be like, dang. You know what I
But so I trust you. I understand. I
mean?
understand. Have you noticed anything different in terms of wisdom and knowledge that you've learned during this month, or your grasp anything else, or
I would say learning how to use it.
mm,
Yeah, learning how to use what I know.
what do you mean by that?
Uh,
Um, Learning how to talk to people for one, even you might feel like you're back against the wall. I learned how to, but at the same time, the type of man I am, I don't like and it could be a pride thing, but I guess I just found a medium to where I don't like being like walked over or anything like that. I definitely want a person to know how I feel if it comes to that type of, those type of moments. So learning how to have that balance and then being able to talk to somebody without cussing, without putting them down, disrespecting them. You know what I mean? Being able to find that balance, like that's because we're always gonna be challenged, and especially at times when we're trying to do something great. That's when we get challenged the hardest. Like, you know what I mean? I feel that way. You get challenged the hardest. You try to do something great for us. It's like that's when those things start to come out, and you're like, but it makes you check yourself. Like, do you really want this? Can you really do it? Can you get through it? So just being able to have those like unpleasant moments with people and knowing for one, like, whether it be loved ones or, I don't want to treat people like dirt, especially for somebody I care about.
I can't hear you. It's still low. It's like low, low.
All right.
That's better. Better.
Snap. Hold on, man. I lost you. All right.
There you go.
Still learning how to work the iPhone.
Oh, I got nervous as I'm like, I don't cut off. It's too much.
We here, man. What was the last thing you heard me say? You know, remember?
The last thing was going through hardship and being able to like, can I really handle this?
Yeah. Just in a nutshell, just like I was saying, I don't, I'm not here to treat people like dirt. I'm not here to make anybody feel it. Me, the type of person I am, I like to build people up. I don't be wanting to smoke with people, but I do have, I'm human and I have circumstances where like I say, more challenges. I just call them challenges, bro. But just being able to, use my words in a way that benefit me and that person, like trying to really reach a resolution. And I feel like that, like, again, my point is using wisdom. That's, we had that wisdom for a while, we get a lot of stories, movies, books on how to treat people and know how you want to be treated. So being able to use that wisdom better than, not saying me, but like throwing fits and putting people down to prove your point or saying certain words that really take away from what you're saying. Just using wisdom, using the wisdom that I already have. I would say I'm not gonna say I haven't gained any wisdom at all, but it really feels like I'm 36 now. I feel like this for me it's like prime time hours for me, years for me. So I learned a lot, been through a lot, still going through it. I'm gonna still go through it, but I've gained a lot of wisdom through it all, and just now I know that I'm learning how to use it. You know what I mean?
So, bro, I think like one of the hardest things for us to do, and I like how you mentioned that, is like being able to stay calm when you want to explode.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest things, but I think like once you're able to control it, honestly, bro, if you really be honest, bro, it's like one of the things I enjoy about like some of like the Russians, like they're able to like stay quiet and calm. I'm not sure if you saw the video of Tom Fury, and he was screaming at Usyk in the ring.
Nah.
And like Usyk was just sitting there like this, like, and it's like one of those things where it's like, bro, you never realize how much silence is so strong, like, or how much being able to stay calm and talk at a monotone in a monotone sense, people just be like, oh, this guy is serious. Like, instead of me saying, oh, screaming at somebody and just be like, okay, well, no problem, man, sir, no problem. Just be like, okay, yeah, this is something I don't want to deal with right now. Like, but yeah, I definitely agree. I think during this month of fasting, you start to realize, like, okay, I need a different sense of like you said, wisdom and actually using that to gain more patience and
Yeah.
more intellect as well, and be able to use your words in the right way as well too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like coincides with one thing I tell my kids about, like when they be yelling at each other and things like that. I'd be like, look at what you're doing when you're yelling. I like,
Mm.
what's your body do? It does this, right?
Mm.
You tense up and you stressing yourself out. Like, stop that. You know what I mean? It's not good for you. It's
Mm.
your body really rejecting that feeling. You know what I'm saying? If that
Sure.
makes sense. You tensing up, your body's really rejecting that. It don't want to be. When you tense up, you want to get untense. You know what I mean? Your body you want to be at ease. So yeah, learning how to it's a test only if you want to do it. Um, but again, just like the basketball, learning like stuff like I can't be this type of person, and I don't. I think a lot of the moments that we have, we don't want to put ourselves, we don't want to feel down, get injured, or I don't know.
Still low.
Damn.
Ah,
About
there.
now. All right. Yeah, I was just saying you could master that too, to still be your own self and do it in a way that's healthy, I would say.
Bro, that's crazy you say that about like the screaming and getting tense. I never thought about it. When I was younger, I used to get in arguments with my sister all the time. And like when I would get mad, I'll get so mad where my stomach would start to hurt. Is that weird? Like my stomach would start to hurt. And like thinking about it now, you saying that now is like, bro, you getting upset is really not only making you look bad, it's also hurting your body as well. And that's like a great point that I never really thought about, bro. I never thought about.
Yeah, man, your stomach was hurting because your body not like that.
I like that. Like it's like, bro, you need to calm down. You need to relax, bro.
Yeah, you were peaceful. You were peaceful, and that's one of the senses that I got when I met you. We're in a boxing gym. We hitting bags. We letting out. But I felt this a sense of peace coming from you. You feel me? So
Take that, bro.
you wanted you. I think we all peaceful by nature. Um, so your body and your mind, it always want to be at peace,
Always.
whether you like it or not. Because some people want to live a chaotic life and have all this drama and issues because it does something for them. You know what I mean? I was young. I know I done plenty of stuff I look back on and I'd be like, man, why? Or been in stressful situations that I didn't even have to be in. I could have handled a lot different. So I think it's good to learn that as soon as you can because it's definitely a benefit for you.
Definitely.
It
Definitely.
ain't saying things ain't gonna, derail you, but it won't be as much,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll know how to handle things a lot better. I think. For
I ain't
sure.
gonna lie to you. You dropping gems today, bro.
Ah,
You dropping gems today, yo. I love it.
how we do, man.
Come on, bro. See, now people can actually hear our conversations for anything. Hear this. Feel me? I
Yes,
got
sir.
about 5 minutes left, bro. I don't want it to cut off. But I got two more questions for you, bro. Hopefully, I have a
Already.
chance to answer it. So
All
the
right.
first question I wanted to ask you, bro, is like when it comes to you being, your gain of wisdom and you being calm. What is the correlation between boxing? Because you just mentioned that you can like go to boxing and let some steam out. Boxing and your journey in fasting. Is there a type of correlation, or what have you noticed if you're still doing both?
You mean it's like how they go together, or?
Yeah, I mean, how they go together for you, and how they benefit you in terms of fasting and boxing, and what type of correlation you see.
Okay, yeah. Uh, Again, being more calmer. We all need an outlet. Um, and I think boxing's. I played a lot of sports and did different things, but boxing is it, man, for me. Like the biggest outlet and mind clearer, and of course, it's a workout for your body. So, when I leave the gym, I point on this real quick because I know we got a little bit of time. I point this difference out. When I pick my kids up from school, because, car rider lines and the drive, and you can be a little worn out as a parent. So some car rider experiences ain't the great for us. Sometimes he's like, Dad, Dad, Dad. And you're like, yes, yes. You know what I mean? When I work out and pick my kids up from school while I'm fasting, I am so happy.
Wow.
And they notice it. Dad, you went to the gym today? Yeah. And it's noticeable. So
Amazing.
I just think it, boxing and fasting at the same time. Again, it's one of those doable things where I know, food comes into play, but you prep yourself good, you'll be all right later on. So just doing those two things at the same time, that's one big thing I could pick up. Mm-hmm.
Bro, that's amazing. And this is the last question I'm gonna ask you, bro.
For sure.
And I think that's an important one. I know for you, meeting you, I think the reason why you and I got so close is not only the type of person you are, but the type of father you are. And I think, I don't know. Hopefully I can get to that point, but I think being a father is one of the most blessed things that a man can have in his life. So for you and your journey and everything you've been through so far, what is one thing that you're, when everything is said and done, when you're going back to Allah, when the time comes, what is one thing that you want your kids to remember about you?
Man, that's a good question, man. I don't know if it'd be a one specific thing, but most of all, just the love that their dad has had for them. You know what I mean? Really just that in a nutshell, because that love, it comes with, teaching them things about life, having fun with them, taking them places, showing them places I grew up, just the whole nine. That all comes out of love. And I mean, that's the biggest thing. And how your dad treated people. Because that's one thing I like. My kids get to see me in action. I don't brag or boast about me doing like giving back to the community and things like that, but take care of my people when I can. And a lot of times they're there with me and they get to, see that. So just, I'm to myself a bit, but I'm a people person, and, just know how to treat people. I don't know, man. That's a good question. That's, you get them questions asked, and, Ramadan's coming to an end, but that's what I love about it. I'm telling you always get something out of it, man. Even when you think like, okay, we on the last week, you know what I'm saying? But that question alone, that being the last question, man, that really gives me something to think about. You know what I mean? Because that makes you start to be more in the here. Like, okay, what am I doing now so that when I'm gone, I can be remembered for this? What do you want to be remembered for? The most, So appreciate that question, brother.
And appreciate you, bro. I have less than a minute left. I don't want to cut off on you, bro. I want to thank you for getting on here, yo. Great conversation. I'm about to post it. I want to thank you, brother.
All love, bro.
All love.
And everybody out there, have a blessed rest of your Ramadan. And I really hope that y'all, you gain what you wanted to get out of it, which is the best for you. And, whatever your belief is, I hope it just brings you closer to, the one, your source. And I'm happy to be a part of this. Shout out to the Hawks Nest. It's your boy Slim. Wow.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum, Mak.
Thank you, brother. Yes, sir.
Yo, thank you for watching. Yes, I'm in the closet. I need some more quiet. Anyways, please like, please subscribe. I got more stuff coming, more workouts, more motivation, and more intellect. See you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum.